Standard 7 Mathematics. Chapter number 1 Geometrical Constructions. Angle bisector. Let's recall. In previous classes, we have learnt about the line segment, angle bisector, etc. We measure an angle in degrees. If angle ABC measures 40 degree, we write it as M angle ABC is equal to 40 degrees. You see the figure of angle ABC alongside. An angle bisector divides an angle into two equal parts. Is ray BM a bisector of angle ABC? Perpendicular bisector of a line segment. Draw a line PS of length 4 cm and draw its perpendicular bisector. Name it line CD. How will you verify that CD is the perpendicular bisector? Measure angle CMS is equal to 90 degrees. Is length of PM equal to length of SM? Answer: yes. The property of angle bisectors. Let's learn. Activity 1. Draw any angle PQR. 2. Use a compass to draw the bisectors of all three of its angles. 3. These three bisectors pass through the same point. That is, they are concurrent. Name the point of concurrence I. Note that the point of concurrence of the angle bisector of a triangle is in the interior of the triangle. 4. Draw perpendiculars IA, IB and IC respectively from I on the sides of the triangle PQ, QR and PR. Measure the length of these perpendiculars. Note that IA is equal to IB, which is equal to IC. The property of perpendicular bisectors of the sides of a triangle. Activity 1. Use the ruler to draw an acute angled triangle and obtuse angled triangle. Draw the perpendicular bisector of each side of the two triangles. 2. In each triangle, note that the perpendicular bisectors of the sides are concurrent. 3. Name their point of concurrence C. Measure the distance between C and the vertices of the triangle. Note that CX is equal to CY, which is equal to CZ. 4. Observe the location of the point of concurrence of the perpendicular bisectors. Something more. 1. The angle bisectors of a triangle are concurrent. Their point of concurrence is called incenter and is shown by the letter I. 2. The perpendicular bisector of the sides of the triangle are concurrent. Their point of concurrence is called the circumcenter and it is shown by the letter C. Now students, let's solve the practice set 1. Now we will solve the first question of this practice set. Question number 1. Draw line segment of the lengths given below and draw their perpendicular bisectors. 1. 5.3 centimeter. Answer. 1. Draw a segment AB of 5.3 centimeters. 2. Put a point of compass on point A. Take distance in compass more than half of the distance of point A and B, and then draw an arc above and below respectively to the line segment. 3. With the same distance in compass, put the point of compass on point B, and then draw intersecting arcs to the previously drawn arcs. 4. Name the points of intersection of the arcs as P and Q respectively, and then draw a line PQ. 5. Line PQ is the perpendicular bisector of segment AB. 2. 6.7 centimeters. Answer. 1. Draw a segment XY of 6.7 centimeters. 2. Put a point of compass on point X. Take distance in compass more than half of the distance of point X and Y, and then draw an arc above and below respectively to the line segment. 3. With the same distance in compass, put the point of compass on point Y, and then draw intersecting arcs to the previously drawn arcs. 4. Name the points of intersection of the arcs as S and T respectively, and then draw a line ST. 5. Line ST is the perpendicular bisector of segment XY. Students, I have solved the 2 sub-questions of the first question of the practice set. Now you have to solve the remaining sub-questions personally for better practice. Now students, let's solve the second question of this practice set. Question number 2. Draw angles of the measures given below and draw their bisectors. 1. 105 degrees. Answer. 1. Draw an angle ABC of 105 degrees. 2. Take a suitable distance in compass and then draw intersecting arcs of ray BA and ray BC by putting the point of compass on point B. Then, name the points of intersection as P and Q respectively. 3. Now, with the suitable distance in compass, put its point on point P and draw an arc inside the angle. Then, with the same distance, put the point of compass on point Q and draw the intersecting arc of the previous arc. 4. Name the point of intersection of the arcs as O. Draw ray OB. Ray OB is the bisector of angle ABC. 2. 55 degrees. Answer. 1. Draw an angle PQR of 55 degrees. 2. Take a suitable distance in compass and then draw intersecting arcs of ray QP and ray QR by putting the point of compass on point Q. Then, name the points of intersection as M and N respectively. 3. Now, with the suitable distance in compass, put its point on point M and draw an arc inside the angle. Then, with the same distance, put the point of compass on point N and draw the intersecting arc of the previous arc. 4. Name the point of intersection of the arcs as T. Draw ray QT. Ray QT is the bisector of angle PQR. Students, I have solved the 2 sub-questions of the second question of the practice set. Now you have to solve the remaining sub-questions personally for better practice. Now students, let's solve the third question of this practice set. Question number 3. Draw an obtuse-angled triangle and a right-angled triangle. Find the points of concurrence of the angle bisectors of each triangle. Where do the points of concurrence lie? Answer. Now, we will draw an obtuse-angled triangle and then a right-angled triangle. After that, we will bisect the angles by the method we have learned before to find the point of concurrence of each triangle. The point of concurrence of obtuse-angled triangle is inside the triangle. The point of concurrence of right-angled triangle is inside the triangle. Question number 4. Draw a right-angled triangle. Draw the perpendicular bisectors of its sides. Where does the point of concurrence lie? Answer. Let's draw a right-angled triangle. After that, we will draw perpendicular bisector of the sides by the method we have learned before to find the point of concurrence. So, let's draw the figure. Here, the point of concurrence of right-angled triangle is on hypotenuse. Now students, please solve the remaining 5th question yourself. Construction of a triangle. Let's learn. Activity. Let us see if we can draw the triangles when the measure of some sides and angles are given. Draw triangle ABC such that length of AB is equal to 4 centimeters and length of BC is equal to 3 centimeters. Can this triangle be drawn? Yes, it can be drawn. A number of triangles can be drawn to fulfill these conditions. Try it out. Which further condition must be placed if we are to draw a unique triangle using the above information? Before constructing any building, the structure of the building is first drawn on paper. You might have seen a small model of some such buildings. It becomes easier to construct the building from a drawing. In a similar way, a rough sketch of a geometrical construction makes it easier to draw the required figure. It helps to plan the sequence of the steps in the construction. 1. To construct a triangle, given the lengths of its three sides. Example: draw triangle XYZ such that length of XY is equal to 6 centimeters. Length of YZ is equal to 4 centimeters. Length of XZ is equal to 5 centimeters. Let us draw a rough figure quickly and show the given information in it as accurately as possible. For example, side XY is the longest. So, in the rough figure 2, XY should be the longest side. Steps: 1. According to the rough figure, segment XY of 6 centimeters is drawn as the base. 2. As length of segment XZ is 5 centimeters, draw an arc on one side of segment XY with the compass opened to 5 centimeter and with its point at X. 3. Next, with the point at Y and the compass opened to 4 centimeter, draw an arc to cut the first arc at Z. Draw segments XZ and YZ. A similar construction can be drawn on the other side of the base as shown below. Now students, let's solve practice set 2. Now we are going to solve the very first question of practice set 2. Question number 1. Draw triangles with the measures given below. A. In triangle ABC, length of AB is equal to 5.5 centimeters. Length of BC is equal to 4.2 centimeters. Length of AC is equal to 3.5 centimeters. Answer: 1. Let's take segment AB of 5.5 centimeters as the base. 2. As length of segment BC is 4.2 centimeters, draw an arc on one side of the segment AB with the compass opened to 5 centimeter and with its point at B. 3. Next, with the point at A and the compass opened to 3.5 centimeters, draw an arc to cut the first arc at C. Draw segments AC and BC. Thus, triangle ABC is the required triangle. B. In triangle STU, length of ST is equal to 7 centimeters. Length of TU is equal to 4 centimeters. Length of SU is equal to 5 centimeters. Answer: 1. Let's take segment ST of 7 centimeters as the base. 2. As length of segment TU is 4 centimeters, draw an arc on one side of segment ST with the compass opened to 4 centimeters and with its point at T. 3. Next, with the point at S and the compass opened to 5 centimeters, draw an arc to cut the first arc at U. Draw segments SU and TU. Thus, triangle STU is the required triangle. Students, here I have solved first two sub-questions of the first question of this practice set. Now students, let's solve the second question of practice set 2. Question number 2. Draw an isosceles triangle with base 5 cm and the other sides 3.5 cm each. Answer. Let's construct the triangle ABC as per the given information. The steps of construction are as follows. 1. Take segment AB of 5 cm as base. 2. As length of segment BC is 3.5 cm, draw an arc on one side of segment AB with the compass opened to 3.5 cm and with its point at B. 3. As length of segment AC is 3.5 cm, draw an arc to cut the first arc at C with the compass opened to 3.5 cm and with its point at A. Draw segments AC and BC. Thus, triangle ABC is the required triangle. Now students, let's solve the third question of practice set 2. Question number 3. Draw an equilateral triangle with side 6.5 cm. Answer. Let's construct the triangle STU as per the given information. The steps of construction are as follows. 1. Take segment ST of 6.5 cm as base. 2. As we have to construct equilateral triangle, the length of segments TU will be 6.5 cm. Therefore, we will draw an arc on one side of segment ST with the compass opened to 6.5 cm and with its point at T. 3. As we have to construct equilateral triangle, the length of segment SU will be 6.5 cm. Therefore, we will draw an arc to cut the first arc at U with the compass opened to 6.5 cm and with its point at S. Draw segments SU and TU. Thus, triangle STU is the required triangle. Now students, you have to solve the remaining last question of this practice set yourself. 2. To construct a triangle given two sides and the angle included by them. Example. Draw triangle PQR such that length of PQ is equal to 5.5 centimeters. Measure of angle P is equal to 50 degrees. Length of PR is equal to 5 centimeters. A rough figure has been drawn showing the given information. Angle P is an acute angle and that is shown in the rough figure too. Steps. 1. According to the rough figure, C, PQ forms the base of length 5.5 centimeters. 2. Ray PG is drawn so that measure of angle GPQ Q is equal to 50 degrees. 3. Open the compass to 5 centimeters, placing the compass point on P. Draw an arc to cut ray PG at R. Join points Q and R. Triangle PQR is the required triangle. The ray PG may be drawn on the other side of the segment PQ. Its rough figure will be as shown below. We have drawn triangle PQR like the above explanation. Now students, let's solve the practice set 3. Question. Draw triangles with the measures given below. 1. In triangle MAT, length of MA is equal to 5.2 centimeters. Measure of angle A is equal to 80 degrees. Length of AT is equal to 6 centimeters. Answer. Steps. 1. First we will take segment AT of length 5.5 centimeters as base. 2. Ray AQ is drawn so that measure of angle QAT is equal to 80 degrees. 3. Open the compass to 5.2 centimeters, placing the compass point on A. Draw an arc to cut ray MQ at M. Join points M and T. Triangle MAT is the required triangle. 3. In triangle FUN, length of FU is equal to 5 centimeters. Length of UN is equal to 6 centimeters. Measure of angle P is equal to 80 degrees. Answer. Steps. 1. First we will take segment FU of length 5 centimeters as base. 2. Ray UG is drawn so that measure of angle FUG is equal to 110 degrees. 3. Open the compass to 4.6 centimeters, placing the compass point on U. Draw an arc to cut ray UG at N. Join points F and N. Triangle FUN is the required triangle. Dear students, I have solved 2 questions of this practice set. Now you have to solve the remaining questions of this practice set yourself for your practice. 3. To construct a triangle given 2 angle and the included side. Example. Construct triangle XYZ such that length of YX is equal to 6 centimeters. Measure of angle ZXY is equal to 30 degrees. Measure of angle XYZ is equal to 100 degrees. Angle XYZ is an obtuse angle and that is shown in the rough figure. Rough figure. Steps. 1. According to the rough figure, draw segment YX as base of length 6 centimeters. 2. Draw ray YR such that measure of angle XYR is equal to 100 degrees. 3. On the same side of segment YX, on point R, draw ray XD so that measure of angle YXD is equal to 30 degrees. Name the point of intersection of rays YR and XD, Z. Triangle XYZ is the required triangle. 4. See how an identical triangle can be drawn on the other side of the base. Now students, let's test your brain power. Use your brain power. Example. In triangle ABC, measure of angle A is equal to 60 degrees. Measure of angle B is equal to 40 degrees. And length of AC is equal to 6 centimeters. Can you draw triangle ABC? What further information is required before it can be drawn? Which property can be used to get it? Draw the rough figure to find out. Recall the property of the sum of the angles of a triangle. Using that property, can we find the measures of two angles, angle A and angle C, and an included side AC? Let's solve the practice set 4. Question. Construct triangles of the measures given below. 1. In triangle SAT, length of AT is equal to 6.4 centimeters. Measure of angle A is equal to 45 degrees. Measure of angle T is equal to 105 degrees. Answer. Steps. 1. Draw segment AT as base of length 6.4 centimeters. 2. Draw ray AR such that measure of angle TAR is equal to 45 degrees. 3. On the same side of segment AT on point R, draw ray TD so that measure of angle ATD is equal to 105 degrees. Name the point of intersection of rays AR and TD as S. Triangle SAT is the required triangle. 2. In triangle MNP, length of NP is equal to 5.2 centimeters. Measure of angle N is equal to 70 degrees. Measure of angle P is equal to 40 degrees. Answer. Steps. 1. Draw segment NP as base of length 5.2 centimeters. 2. Draw ray NR such that measure of angle PNR is equal to 70 degrees. 3. On the same side of segment NP as point R, draw ray PD so that measure of angle NPD is equal to 40 degrees. Name the point of intersection of rays NR and PD as M. Triangle MNP is the required triangle. Dear students, I have solved 2 questions of this practice set. Now you have to solve the remaining questions of this practice set yourself for your practice. 4. To construct a right-angled triangle given the hypotenuse and one side. We know that a triangle with a right angle is called a right-angled triangle. In such a triangle, the side opposite to the right angle is called the hypotenuse. Example: draw triangle LMN such that measure of angle LMN is equal to 90 degrees. Hypotenuse is equal to 5 centimeters. Length of MN is equal to 3 centimeters. Let us draw the rough figure using the given information. As measure of angle LMN is equal to 90 degrees, we draw a right-angled triangle approximately and mark the right angle. Thus, we show the given information in the rough figure. Steps: 1. As shown in the rough figure, draw the base segment MN of length 3 centimeters. 2. At point M of segment MN, draw ray MT to make an angle of 90 degrees to segment MN. 3. Opening the compass to 5 centimeters and with the point at N, draw an arc to cut segment MT at L. Triangle LMN is the required triangle. 4. Note that a similar figure can be drawn on the other side of the base. Now students, let's solve the practice set 5. Question: construct triangle of the measures given below. 1. In triangle MAN, measure angle MAN is equal to 90 degrees. Length of AN is equal to 8 centimeters. Length of MN is equal to 10 centimeters. Answer. Steps: 1. First of all, we will draw the base segment AN of length 8 centimeters. 2. At point A of segment AN, draw ray AT to make an angle of 90 degrees. 3. Opening the compass to 10 centimeters and with the point at N, draw an arc to cut segment AT at M. Triangle MAN is the required triangle. 2. In right-angled triangle STU, hypotenuse SU is equal to 5 centimeters and length of ST is equal to 4 centimeters. Answer. Steps: 1. First of all, we will draw the base segment ST of length 4 centimeters. 2. At point T of segment SN, draw ray TR to make an angle of 90 degrees. 3. Opening the compass to 5 centimeters and with the point at S, draw an arc to cut segment TR at U. Triangle STU is the required triangle. Dear students, I have solved the first 2 questions of this practice set. Now you have to solve the remaining questions of this practice set yourself for your practice. Activity. Try to draw triangles with the following data. 1. In triangle ABC, measure angle A is equal to 85 degrees. Measure angle B is equal to 115 degrees. Length of AB is equal to 5 centimeters. 2. In triangle PQR, length of QR is equal to 2 centimeters. Length of PQ is equal to 4 centimeters. Length of PR is equal to 2 centimeters. Could you draw these triangles? If not, look for the reasons why you could not do so. An activity for learning something more. Example. Draw triangle ABC such that length of BC is equal to 8 centimeters. Length of CA is equal to 6 centimeters. Measure angle ABC is equal to 40 degrees. Draw a ray to make an angle of 40 degrees with the base BC, where length of BC is equal to 8 centimeters. We have to obtain point A on the ray. With C as the center, draw an arc of radius 6 centimeters to do so. What do we observe? The arc intersects the ray in 2 different points. Thus, we get 2 triangles of 2 different shapes having the given measures. Can a triangle be drawn if the 3 angles are given but not any side? How many such triangles can be drawn? Congruence of segments. Let's learn. Activity 1. Take a rectangular paper. Place 2 opposite sides one upon the other. They coincide exactly. Activity 2. Using the ruler, measure the lengths of segment AB and segment PQ. Length of AB is equal to length of PQ is equal to. Are they of the same length? You cannot pick up and place one segment over the other. Trace the segment AB along with the names of the points on a sheet of transparent paper. Place this new segment on segment PQ. Verify that if point A is placed on point P, then B falls on Q. It means that segment AB is congruent with segment PQ. We can infer from this that if 2 segments have the same lengths, they coincide exactly with each other. That is, they are congruent. If segment AB and segment PQ are congruent, it is written as segment AB congruent to segment PQ. Now I know. If given segments are equal in length, they are congruent. If segment AB is congruent to segment PQ, it means that segment PQ is congruent to segment AB. Note also that if segment AB is congruent to segment PQ and segment PQ is congruent to segment MN, then segment AB is also congruent to segment MN. In other words, if one line segment is congruent to another and that segment is congruent to a third, then the first segment is also congruent to the third. Activity 1. Take any box. Measure the lengths of each of its edges. Which of them are congruent? Activity 2. From the shape shown below, write the names of the pairs of congruent line segments. 1. Segment AB is congruent to segment DC. 2. Segment AE is congruent to segment BH. 3. Segment EF is congruent to segment HG. 4. Segment DF is congruent to segment CG. Now students, let's solve the practice set 6. Let's start with the first question. Question number 1. Write the names of pairs of congruent line segments. Use a divider to find them. Answer. 1. Segment GB is congruent to segment GC. 2. Segment MG is congruent to segment GR, which is congruent to segment GN, which is congruent to segment GE. Now, let's solve the second question of this practice set. Question number 2. On the line below, the distance between any two adjoining points shown on it is equal. Hence, fill in the blanks. Answer. 1. Segment AB is congruent to segment BC, which is congruent to segment QP, which is congruent to segment PZ, which is congruent to segment ZY, which is congruent to segment YX, which is congruent to segment XW, which is congruent to segment WA. 2. Segment AP is congruent to segment WQ, which is congruent to segment ZB, which is congruent to segment YC. 3. Segment AC is congruent to segment QZ, which is congruent to segment ZX, which is congruent to segment XA, which is congruent to segment PY, which is congruent to segment YW, which is congruent to segment WB. Students, I have solved 3 sub-questions of second question of this practice set. Now you have to solve the remaining sub-questions on your own for your better practice. Congruence of angles. Let's learn. Observe the given angles and write the names of those having equal measures. Write the names of congruent pairs of angles. Angle ABC is congruent to angle MPS. Angle NIT is congruent to angle SRI. Angle PTQ is congruent to angle RTS. Activity. Draw 2 angles, angle LMN and angle XYZ of 40 degrees each as shown in the figure. Trace the arms of angle LMN and the names of the points on a transparent paper. Now, lift the transparent paper and place the angle you obtain on angle XYZ. Observe that if point M is placed on Y and ray MN on ray YZ, then ray ML falls on ray YX. We can infer that angles of equal measures are congruent. The congruence of angles does not depend on the length of their arms. It depends upon the measures of those angles. That angle LMN is congruent with angle XYZ is written as angle LMN is congruent to angle XYZ. Now I know. Two angles with equal measures are congruent to each other. If angle LMN is congruent to angle XYZ, then angle XYZ is congruent to angle LMN. If angle LMN is congruent to angle ABC and angle ABC is congruent to angle XYZ, then angle LMN is congruent to angle XYZ. Now students, let's have some information about clock. Let's discuss. What time does this clock show? 3. What is the measure of the angle between its two hands? 90 degrees angle. At which other times is the angle between the hands congruent with this angle? 9. Now students, let's solve practice set 7. Question. Some angles are given below. Using the symbol of congruence, write the names of the pairs of congruent angles in these figures. Answer. 1. Angle AOC is congruent to angle PQR. 2. Angle AOB is congruent to angle TSR. 3. Angle DOC is congruent to angle LMN. Congruence of circles. Let's learn. Activity 1. Observe the circles in the figures above. Draw similar circles of radii 1 cm, 2 cm, 1 cm and 1.3 cm on a paper and cut these circular discs. Place them one upon the other to find out which ones coincide exactly. Observations. 1. The circles in A and C coincide. 2. Circles in figure B and C and in figure A and D do not coincide. Are there other pairs like these? Circles which coincide exactly are said to be congruent circles. Activity 2. Get bangles of different sizes but equal thickness and find the congruent ones among them. Activity 3. Find congruent circles in your surroundings. Activity 4. Take some round bowls and plates. Place their edges one upon the other to find pairs of congruent edges. Now I know. Circles of equal radii are congruent circles. ICT tools or links. Use the construction tools in the GeoGebra software to draw triangles and circles.